Hello guys, Pezre here, and I'm just doing a quick little live stream. I haven't done anything on YouTube for a few weeks now, I think it is. I am back on Final Fantasy XI. I managed to get my old account back, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. I've always talked about this game. It's the first MMORPG that I've ever played, and coming back is a bit strange, I'm not going to lie. Where do we begin? Firstly, it's super easy to get experience points now, which is insane. And also, you see these guys standing around? Well, them three to begin with. They are called trusts, and I can get them out. So, if there's not many people online, or there's not a lot of people partying around, I can just summon these. I've got a Corsair, a Samurai, and a White Mage. And the one next to me, Jesme, she's like my... she's another NPC type of thing, but she's a signal pearl. And this was in the game when I left 8 years ago. 8 years ago was the last time that I played on this character. Now, some of you might know, I had a little stint on a private server with Final Fantasy XI, and I played quite a bit of it, and it was the old school version. So the old school version was kind of like grindy, very, very, very grindy. I've been playing this for about 2 days now. This will be my third day. And yeah, it's crazy how much has changed. You can get mounts, you got trusts, you've got a thing that's a bit like a challenge log from 14. You go to your quests and you set yourself some objectives. And yeah, well, when I left, I think the level cap was 80. Yeah, it was 80, and now it's up to 99, so I'm trying to catch up. But I'm super happy that I was able to get my character back, because I had some really cool gear on here. I put a lot of time and effort into this game, and it just feels good to come back and finish off some of the stuff that I never got to do way back when. So if we look at my job levels real quick, as you can see, they're all over the place. But my mains were... Thief was my main, because that was kind of like my money maker. Dancer, Paladin. I'd say Paladin was my second main. I really used to enjoy Paladin, but Thief is a moneymaker in this game, and that's why I've always gravitated towards Thief. What do I want to do coming back to Final Fantasy XI? Well, I think I'm going to crack on with Blue Mage. I think I'm going to do some Summoner. But overall, I'm probably going to have a little blast on all of them, and there's a few new jobs as well. So yeah, I'm super happy. So in this stream right now, there's not going to be a lot of talking, but what I'm trying to do is every time you get 5 levels in this game, you need to do a level cap mission, which means when I hit level 85 and max out the experience points, I can't level any further unless I do this quest. So I'm kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone here, because as you can see, I'm 85, I've leveled up. Once that hits 49,000, it will not let me level up anymore. So the quest that I need to do is I need merit points, which I know I've got them. Merit points are something that when you hit level cap, you can gain additional XP and spend them. I think it's 10,000 experience points for 1 merit point. So that's super cool. Oh, got an enemy attacking. And I need to hand in some merit points and some Kindred Crests. And Cape Terragon is where I found the drop rate is pretty damn good. So I will do a little bit of talking, but every now and then I might go a little bit quiet. Not that I need to concentrate too much. The thing that I like about 11 is your sub jobs. Something that 14 didn't have when I started that game, or even now I don't think. Basically a sub job is, for example, I'm sub job dancer. I could sub any job that I've got with my thief. Okay, so if I wanted to do thief warrior, I could do thief warrior. If I wanted to do thief ninja, I could do thief. So a sub job was super cool because you'd get the abilities and the spells, but only half of the level, if that makes sense. So if you look up in the top left hand side, it says thief 85, dancer 82. So I will get all the abilities that a dancer has at 42, and you can mix and match, and yeah, that's super cool. Ah, there's one, look, Kindred Crest. That is what I'm after. I need 2 more of them. So we shall kill some more things, and hopefully we will get the final Kindred Crest. have a look. So if you look here, Scorpion Harness and Optical Hat, they were put into Final Fantasy 14, which I thought was really cool. As soon as I seen them, I was like, I gotta get them. And I think there was Strider Boots and some other stuff as well. Really cool little addition to the Final Fantasy 14. It got me excited. I think that's why I went over to Nozomi, because after playing a bit of Eureka, I was like, ooh, I might try and look for Final Fantasy 11, and then I found that private server, which was pretty cool. I got quite far in that, even though that was a grind. So yeah, as a thief dancer, I can do something called a drain samba. For those who don't know, drain samba is basically every time I hit the mob, I will gain HP back, which is kind of nice. And I'll tell you something, going back to these trusts behind me, these three guys, I haven't seen one die yet. They've really done a really good job of making these NPCs work together. It's amazing how many skill chains I can get off as well with my weapon skills. Really cool. So let me just quickly show you something else as well while we're talking. This was the new thing that I came across coming back to this game, Records of Eminence. So basically I've set myself a challenge, which is to kill 200 enemies. Doesn't matter what enemies it is, just kill 200 enemies. As you can see, I'm 75 out of 200. So you can have all these cool little quests activated while you're doing your own, you know, going about your business. So as you can see here, look. And yeah, you just slowly but surely work your way up, and you get some really cool experience points. Some sparks, which is another currency which you can buy other stuff with, like gear, and it's just amazing. Like, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit strange, like going through some of the areas that I used to go through before 8 years ago. The place was packed. There were people absolutely everywhere, and this is what made this game like extra cool, was the fact the community was amazing. Everybody was there to help each other out. You needed other people to progress, because at that time you didn't have these trusts and stuff like that. So if you wanted to progress in this game, you really needed to have people around. And yeah, there was just tons and tons of people. And I know walking through a place called Arturgan, I was just like reminiscing. I'm like, wow, this place is quiet. And it was a bit sad, really, because I just remember thinking to myself, like, I remember the days where you'd walk in this place and there'd be like just tons and tons of people in the instance, and it was just crazy. But this game I've always had a passion for. I played that much of it. I just got lost into it, honestly. And if it weren't for the fact, obviously, having kids and working and stuff like that, and not just that, you do get a bit burnt out. Well, you did back then, because obviously the grind was so real. My younger brother, he started playing yesterday. He used to have a character on here, and again, he went through all the grind. We all played around the same time, and even he was shocked on how fast you can actually progress now. He went from level 1 to 34 thief in about 5 hours, 6 hours. And he's now unlocked his mount, his chocobo, and what was the other thing? Mount, chocobo, oh, and dancer. He got dancer as well. He unlocked dancer and beastmaster. So that just goes to show he did all that in a day. I think he said, when I asked him to check his game time, he said it was something like 8 hours. So 8 hours. That is nuts. 8 hours back in the day would probably have only got you to like... I'd still be farming sub-job items, because to use your sub-job in the old days, you had to do another quest. You had to collect 3 items, hand them in, and then you got a sub-job. In 8 hours, I'd be pushing getting that sub-job back in the day. So yeah, it's really cool. And if there's anybody that's watching this stream and you haven't played for years, the only thing I can say to you is it is strange coming back. A lot of people don't like the changes. I know that, because it just feels too easy. But from what I'm hearing and from what I joined a link shell and people were saying the end game is really, really good. In fact, one guy actually came up and said this game is probably the best it's ever been. And that's a statement and a half. And he's been playing since the beginning as well. So, yes, the early levels are really, really easy. But I suppose with the fact that the numbers have dwindled so much, there isn't a lot of people. I think at any one time, it's just shy of about 3,000. Let me have a look. So if we go to search area and all areas. Let's have a look. See, 2,300. I've not seen it drop below 2,000, and last night I seen it go just over 3,000. So it's anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 people on, which is crazy when you consider how old this game is as well. Absolutely insane. But I don't know. It just feels weird. It feels weird to be back. There's massive nostalgia again. It's sad, it's kind of intriguing, there's loads of emotions running through me. Honestly, there really, really is. I mean, I should have a level 90 character, or 99 character, easily by the end of the week. Which again was, if 8 years ago somebody had said to you, well no, go back and say 9 years ago. If someone had said, oh, you'll go from 80 to 99 in a week, people would have been like, yeah, alright, good luck grinding. It would have been like absolutely, I don't even know if it's doable. It might have been if you'd got some sweet ass parties and partied up for like 8 hours a day. I don't know. Whereas here, obviously I'm kind of solo in it. And obviously you got the level sync as well, which is really cool. So like, again, going back to my brother, I can level sync down to him and still get kick-ass experience points at a level 85. And still get really, really good experience points. So, yeah, it's weird. The last couple of days, it's just been about getting my head wrapped around it. Checking out new stuff, new features. And I'm just going to ease myself into it. The hardest thing for me was these macros up here. Remembering my macros was so hard. Because I had like sweet setups back in the day, like your gear changes and stuff like that. Oh, you get cosmetics now. Obviously, again, if you're an old-time player of this game, you're probably looking at my character going, hang on a minute, you're a thief dancer with samurai gear on. How's that even possible? Well, they have this new gear set thing in the macro system, which is really, really good for gear swaps when you're doing weapon skills and stuff. But you can also set up some really cool armor sets that just, like, you press style lock and then it chucks them onto your armor that you're currently wearing. As you can see, that looks nothing like what I'm wearing. So that's again another cool feature. So I don't know, I'm really happy that I've come back. And yeah, I just thought I'd do like a YouTube stream and just mull about while I try and farm these Kindred Crests. I think I got a Kindred seal earlier. I'm going to have to check because I've been talking away and I haven't really had a look. Kindred seals. Yeah, I need one more. So yeah, as I said, it's fun. It really is fun. And if you ever contemplated coming back, but you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I don't know if I can remember my character details, or oh, I really can't be doing with all that grinding again. I promise you now, the game feels the same, but the gameplay has been tweaked in such a way that you'll have no problem in leveling at all. You know, people can get to 99 in a week easily on this game. Easily. Obviously, taking away your first character, which is going to have to go through quests and missions. One thing that I did find out, that when you did your level 70 cap... Oh no, 65 to 70 was it? I think it was 65 to 70, you had to fight Matt. Well, in the Matt fight now, apparently, you can bring out your trusts, which I was a little bit gutted about. They've got to leave some little bit of a challenge. Ah, there's my last crest. Okay, so how much is my... Okay, we may as well keep gaining experience points. what I'm thinking of doing is streaming for quite a bit of time, because I'm only going to be playing the game anyway. So yeah, taking out your trusts in mat fight just felt a bit like, oh come on, you got to give these new players a challenge. I remember doing mat with Thief, and that was supposed to be one of the hardest jobs to do it with. I remember like psyching myself up. My heart was beating out my chest when I was in that fight. Literally, it's just you v one other guy, and he is OP. And if you are not set up for him, he will kick your ass. And then you have to try again and try. Oh, it was horrible. I've been watching a lot of work to game videos as well, and they've been talking a lot about Final Fantasy. I think that's another reason why I decided to get this game. This game is actually on offer at the moment. It's like crazy cheap. I think in the UK it's about £7 or £8. £7 or £8 reduced from like 30 quid or something, £30. So that's another incentive to get back. You still have to pay your subscriptions. But again, if it's something you enjoy, if you want nostalgia and you used to play this game, it's definitely worth coming back and having a look. It's not like you're going to be hanging around at low levels for quite some time. Another friend of mine, Sankosi, he also started the game at the same day I did. Oh no, sorry, the day after I did. And it was so funny because there's 3 different areas at lower levels. So we started off in Sandoria. We went into Ronfair, killed a few bits and bobs in there, and then we went into Lethane Plateau, and we were just making our way down to the dunes. By the time he hit the dunes, he was already level 18. That tells you something. That tells you how crazy the leveling is in this. And like I say, my brother last night playing the game, he literally woke up this morning and was like, you know what, I'm going to unlock Dancer. I was like, okay, fair enough. So he unlocked Dancer, and yeah, he's cracking on with Dancer now. But my plan is, I think I'm going to get my Thief to 80. Then I'll probably switch over to my Samurai. Maybe Paladin. I'm going to get the jobs that are close to 99 to 99, basically. So I'm going to go with my... Let's have a look. Job levels. So we'll probably go with Samurai next. Then Paladin, then Dancer, and then I'm just going to go back and do jobs that I haven't done properly. You know, like Blue Mage 53. My brother used to be a Blue Mage, my older brother who used to play it years ago, and he was epic at it. And it looks really fun. And then obviously we got the return of Blue Mage in Final Fantasy 14, which is fantastic. I know that I spoke to a lot of people that play 14 about Blue Mage and how I'd like to see them progress into Final Fantasy 14. I said it would be epic if you could go out and learn the spells. A lot of people didn't believe that would happen. A lot of people say, nah, they're not going to do it like that. It'll be quest based and all this. Well, they've said it's not quest based, which is brilliant. You can go out as a Blue Mage and you can learn the spells, which is how it should be. That's probably why the demand for Blue Mage was so big, because it was exciting in 11 to be able to go out and learn spells. Like, you'd literally come to an area like this as a Blue Mage and just keep fighting these things over and over and over and over again until you actually learn that spell, you know. And I think in this one it had to hit you for you to learn it, whereas in 14 apparently you don't need to be hit, you just need to witness it. So yeah, super happy about that whole Blue Mage thing. Like I say, people didn't believe it would happen. People were like, no, it won't happen. They won't do that. They won't do this. I mean, at the moment, the way I stand with 14 is I felt like I'd done everything I wanted to do in 14. I know there was a lot more that I could have done, but I was happy where I was at. You know, I got a Red Mage to its max, Paladin to its max, Samurai to its max. You know, and there's all jobs scattered around, but they were the 3 jobs that I really wanted to go for. I'll probably definitely be back for Blue Mage though. So what I'll probably do, actually thinking about it, is I might do a couple of streams within the next couple of weeks of me playing Blue Mage at an early level. But I've got to do a bit more research because, again, this is another thing that I saw, which is something I called, and I did say this to a few of my friends. I said, the thing I liked about 11's Blue Mage was the fact that you had, say, 40 spells. This is just an example. You had 40 spells, and you could only put like 10 or 20 in your slots to use. So you had to be very careful on what spells you switched in and switched out. And also the fact that certain spells, they might not be the greatest, but together they gave you some sort of bonus or a buff or something like that. And again, I was shut down. People didn't think that would happen, but they've said it is. So again, another win. Brilliant. Oh, what level can I get to now? But yeah, I'm super happy about Blue Mage. Blue Mage is going to be cool. And then are they going to release Dancer? There's talks of it. That looks like a strong rumour that's going around that there's going to be a Dancer. Again, Dancer's amazing. Dancer for me, whoa, it's going to be a tough one. If I had to call my best jobs in this game in 11, because I played so much of it, I'd have to go Thief. Before Dancer came along, my sub job used to be Thief Ninja, so that I could dual my daggers, because Ninja was the only job that was able to do dual wielding. So obviously if you had that as a sub job, you've got that trait to be able to do 2 daggers. And I think, I might be wrong here, but I'm sure, I don't know actually. I don't know if Dancer was always dual wield, but I know that when I came back, it turns out that Dancer's dual wield now. I can't remember if it was back then, but anyway, as soon as Dancer came out back in the day, that was it. Dancer was my sub for pretty much everything, even my Paladin. I even partied with my Paladin sub Dancer, because Dancer does have its own provoke, as you can see there. I've called it provoke because then I know what it's called. But yeah, like Dancer as a sub job is absolutely intense. Like, because you can heal yourself. Yeah, let me show you here. So if I do this, Curing Waltz, I believe that is. There you go. Heal myself. I can put Drain, which you've just seen. I can get MP back with, I think, is it MP Drain? Spire. You got Healing Waltz, which is kind of like a AoE heal, like Curaga, I suppose. But yeah, Dancer is amazing. And again, if that's coming to 14, maybe it's worth me doing a few videos. And I hope, again, and I'll say this now, I hope that they keep the same kind of element. They're saying it's going to be a mage. Well, do you know what? That would be a brilliant call. You imagine having a white mage in 14 that's up, like fighting like this. You know, they're going to have to be extra careful for all the AoEs that are going to hit, but it would be amazing. Like, they could do the HP drain and give like loads more HP back. They'd have to do that. And if they work off a TP based as well, I think that would be interesting. So we'll have to see. I mean, for me right now, it's all about just enjoying other games. Let 14 catch up with its content. And then at least that way, when I do go back to 14, just like I have done with 11, took me 8 years to come back to 11, mind. But, you know, at least when you come back, you can look around and go, wow, there's new stuff here. There's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. So, yeah. I got so much story to catch up on as well. I think I've got to finish off Arturgan, which was an expansion that I never managed to get through all of it. I've got to do... I've done all my COP missions. I've got maybe some Abacy. And then there's obviously new content out on 11 as well that I haven't even touched. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Oh, I need to get... Let's get my experience band on. We like that experience. There we go. So yeah, if you do come back and you're below level 99 and you want to know how to get Kindred chests, I can't even talk today. Kindred Crests. Come to Cape Terragon if you can kill these things. It is quite a low drop rate, but you'll get them eventually, which is pretty cool. I've got a Kindred seal then, not a crest. Got to be close to level. Oh, not long at all. As soon as I get to the cap, I'll go back, hand the quest in, and then I'll just show you a couple of other bits, and then we'll probably be coming towards the end of the stream. Another cool thing is there are crystals dotted about, which you can teleport from place to place. Again, that's something that this game never had. Literally, the majority of your time was spent on foot or a chocobo. And like, especially early levels, you know, running around area to area used to take so long. Whereas now you can just literally, I can teleport. There's actually a crystal into Cape Terragon, which I'll show you on my map now. So just up there, it's actually in that cave. Follow that cave and there's a crystal. So you get to that crystal and I can teleport anywhere. I can teleport to Juno, Sandoria, Windhurst, Badstock, even Arturgan, just from that crystal, which again is another amazing feature. So that again brings the downtime right down. You're not running around and taking ages to get from place to place. Another thing that I've forgot to mention, I did mention that I was going to do Summoner, but one of the things I really always wanted to do on Summoner was actually be able to get all the different summons, and I know there's a hell of a lot more out now than what there was when I was playing, and I've always felt that the Summoner summons in this game were way better than 14. 14, don't get me wrong, 14's graphics was absolutely incredible, you know, but when when you look at this game and think of how old it isn't that bad. And their summons were just brilliant. They were big, they were bulky, they looked like the primal to a T. You know, and in 14 they didn't really pull that off much. And I hope one day they sort it out, but I would have loved to have seen a lot more summons in 14. That would have been absolutely brilliant. Apparently, Ninja, the guy that does live streams for Fortnite, apparently he actually streamed some Final Fantasy 11 the other day. And when I was trying to get my account back, trying to remember passwords and stuff like that, etc., the guy on the phone, I mentioned it to him, and he went, "Oh, that explains a lot of things." And I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" And he says, "Well, basically, this free login campaign that's going on now has been the busiest they've had in years and years and years," which again is really, really cool. Work to Game, like I say, I watch a lot of his videos. He's been saying that, you know, there's a buzz around this game just recently, and that people are getting tired with the easy content on 14 and in MMOs in general nowadays. And I agree, like, massively. Like, I like to get into a game that is challenging and really, you know, you've really got to do your research to become really good at it. And this game offered that all the time. Like, there was never, for me, a dull moment in this game. You know, if you didn't get it, you knew whatever you were doing in this game, you knew it was going to be a long grind and a long experience. And it's funny because even though I've come back, and I actually said this to someone in my new link shell, I said to them, I said, I feel like a level 80 noob. Because that's exactly how I felt. You know, level 80 characters, and I forgot so much. And not just that, there's so much new stuff, so I've got to research, I've got to get back into it. A lot of Google searches, a lot of YouTube videos, just to try and get myself in the know again. Which again is something I'm excited about. Oh, another Kindred Crest. That will be nice to have some spares. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is about 14. And I've discussed it so many times with other people, just about this game and comparing it to 14. They're two different games, and I get that. But I get a lot, one of the things that has been said to me is the fact that players nowadays don't, that they want, kind of like they want it the easy way, to be able to play a game and it's just easy, it's straightforward. And although that might be true, I can't understand it, because people can't have it both ways. You can't have a game that's easy and simple to follow. And don't get me wrong, again, I'm no expert on 14. I never did all the crazy endgame stuff. I never did that. But one thing I noticed, which was apparent straight away, excuse me, is the fact that 14 felt like a straight road. There were areas that were locked before you could, even go in there. And to me, that isn't a true open world experience. Like, everything was just leading to, like, Kugane, Stormblood. It was just one straight road. And then once you got to the end of that road, it was a dead end. For me, this is how I'm looking at it. Yes, there's content that you can crack on with, but I'm one of these that, like, when I jump into a game, I smash it, and I really go hard on it to try and get it completed or do what I want to do, and them sort of things. Whereas this game was like a spaghetti junction, because you were forever coming back, going there, coming back, going to that place, going to this place. Like when they released the expansion for the COPs, Chains of Promethean, you had to go back to the early levels, like the early instances, let's say, and go into, say, the crags, which are in Lethane Plateau and the Highlands and stuff like that. You had to go back. So the game was constantly throwing you around in directions. 1 minute you could be in Sandoria, next minute you'd be in Juno, then you'd have to go back to Sandoria, then you'd go into Dunes to go and finish something there. And everything was entwined, so it was like you never got bored. And for me personally, I miss, like in 14, Heaven's Ward was amazing. I really enjoyed Heaven's Ward. But once you get past Heaven's Ward, other than your going back to craft and or mine, or like when I was doing my miner and my botanist, there wasn't a lot going on. It was weird. It's so weird. And I think that's what they miss. And then another discussion popped up, which was, is he broken? Doesn't seem to be moving much. Maybe he's been stunned. Forgot my trail of thought now, because my Corsair's just stuck in the sand. Yeah, the other conversation that I had with the people is the fact that, well, if they change it now, it would be a bad thing. So all the player base in 14 would not like a big change where they make it a little bit more grindy or a little bit more different, if they make a big change. And I said to him, I says, well, look, the way they could have done it was by introducing Eureka. Say, like, keep the game as it is, somewhat. They need to find some elements to be able to go back, which I think they're doing. But once people started hitting Eureka, when they next raised the level cap, they could have changed the standard of the game, if that makes sense. So they could have had it so that Eureka was kind of warming you up for the next part. So when the next expansion come out, it was very similar to 11's style, in the sense that you need to party up with people to get certain stuff done. It weren't just, like jump into a dungeon, just everything, like the leveling, and just like, because Eureka was like 11, so make the maps bigger, make it so that people have to party up. It's still the main scenario and the main story, but that's kind of how you're going to progress from there on out after Eureka. Eureka was like a warm-up and a taster to say, look, You've had it easy now from 1 to 70. It's not been like that hard, but now we're going to switch things up. And then veteran players, you know, if you give veteran players a lot to do, then they're not going to get bored. They're not going to get to the end and think, oh my god, you know, why are we waiting for the next expansion? So, I don't know. It's just, again, it's just all thoughts and ideas. Everybody has them. Everybody thinks of things differently, things that they could do that would be better. I think level syncing would be amazing. Definitely level syncing would be amazing. But again, when I played 14, I sound like I'm slating 14, and I really don't mean to be. I'm just like, I'm content with what I've done with 14 up until this point. So I'm not slating it. The game itself, the UI, the graphics, the people, really good. But yeah, I remember going through the game at the very beginning thinking, where is everyone? You know, like I was super excited. I remember the day that I logged in, I was like, oh man. It's like, where is everyone? And for about 2 days I played solo. Didn't really talk to anyone. And I love the community-based people in games. That's just what I'm like. And eventually I got talking to some people, and then I started asking questions. I was like, oh, where does everybody party? Like, I was expecting it to be like this game, like when you hit level 12, you have to go into an instance and start partying up with people, and you know, just going crazy like that. But they were like, no, you just do fates or quests. Quests is the best way to experience up. That was it. I was like, yeah, but what about the leveling? Like, where do people get in a party and level up? It's like, they don't. They normally just do like fate trains and stuff like that. It's like, so there's none of that. Like, no. I was like, oh, no way. And seriously now, I went through that whole game. Like, obviously, after I met a few people, I got in a link shell, so I had that side of it. But as for just seeing people, I was like, where is everyone? And when I hit Stormblood, I was like, ah, this is where everybody is. So it was like, why did it take all that time to get to a point like near enough the end of an expansion to actually realise that actually there is a lot more people on this game than I first thought? I mean, obviously Limps is always packed out with people AFKing and doing whatever they're doing, but you know, just general running around the game, you hardly saw anyone. Whereas again, going back to 11, you struggled to even get a place to camp. So if you came here and said, right, we've got a party together, we're going to go and camp in that corner over there, and we're going to fight these one by one. We're going to have somebody run out and pull it, bring it back, kill it off, blah, 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 blah. You'd struggle to find a spot to go and stand. And that's even going down to low level dunes, which was level 12. That was where it first starts to kick off. Yeah, I don't know, it's crazy. I wonder how many hides I've got. Them hides sell quite well. Eight. Oh, I've got to be close to leveling. Oh wow, wow! I didn't even realise all that talking. I didn't even realise I'd nearly. I've already hit my max. So what that means is, I can go and hand my quest in. We'll do that after this fight, or these two fights, because I'm fighting two of them now. But yeah, it feels good to be back. It really does. And I'm glad, in some ways, and again, the veterans of this game that have moved away, I've even got a merit point. That's crazy. Yeah, the ones that have moved away and they've looked at the game and heard things, and you know, where they've said, "Oh, it's too easy now. It's super easy to level up." Yeah, it is. Sadly, it is. But it's still really, really cool. They've had to do that, because if they didn't do that, then the remaining players in this game would have been bored and they would have had no people to play with. And not just that, newcomers to the game after we left would have struggled. They would have struggled to get parties, so they've had to adapt. And obviously, this is how they've adapted. They've give you trusts. Again, trusts can be like collectibles, a bit like in Final Fantasy 14. There was a lot of collectibles that you could get. And in 11, these trusts are just as collectible as anything. You can also collect mounts in here now, which again, there was no such thing as a mount when I used to play this game. You literally had your chocobo and that was it. So to have mounts in here is super cool. Yeah, it's just amazing. I'm glad, in a way, that I didn't do too much Abbey before I left. Because I think if I'd done like loads of Abbey, I wouldn't have had a lot to do coming back. So as you can see, you know, my job levels are scattered everywhere. There's plenty of leveling for me to do. And yeah, I'm just gonna finish off what I never got to finish off. I always wondered if I'd be able to get my character, and here it is. Oh look. Couple of cool mounts. Chair mount. That's like the chair mount in 14. That's pretty cool. I'll show you my mounts. I've only got 2 at the moment. 3 days in. So I've got a crab. It's like a little clipper, and a raptor. So I'll show you the raptor. So funny. it's so janky, it's unreal. Okay, let me I'm gonna dismount. My favourite one's the crab. I love the crab. The crab makes me laugh. Oh, I've got to wait 40 seconds. I'll show you on the way back. Let's go and hand this quest in. And get my cap removed so that I can go from 85 to 90, which will be super cool. Let's have a look at this person. I can't wait to do all the primal fights in here and get them for my summoner. That was the cool thing about 11. If you fought a primal, you're more than likely be able to have it as a summon, which again was super cool. So we're going to travel to another home point. Need to go to Juno. All the gardens. Let's have a look on here. And away we go. Is everything loaded in? Oh, I can show you Matt now. So at level 60, I'm sure it's 65. But at level 65 you had to fight him. Just solo, you v him. You couldn't take anyone else in with you. And it was solid. Anybody who... And the other thing was, I knew people back in the day, you could get his cap. It was called Matt's cap. It gave you some really cool stats. But to do that, you needed all the original jobs at 70, I believe. And I knew quite a few people that actually had that. That is proper insane. For saying that, like, to get to level 70 back in the day could take months. It's just mad. So, trade. Where's them? 10. Senior limits. I hope I've got enough. I think I have. Let's trade him again. Maybe I just needed to start off the quest. Oh, here we go. Who's that, Matt's brother? Okay, looks like I've got to... Oh, here we go. Hey, yeah! Are you two done yapping? Proceed to die, coward. Am I going to be in a fight? Oh, wait. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm probably going to fail this now. Ooh. Okay. This is all guesswork, by the way. There's probably a combination I need to do. Should really read the contents a bit more. So I'm sure he gave me clues on how I need to do it. Ooh. Let's try this. It's taking forever. I don't know what's going on. If I manage to get this pulled off, I'll be shocked. Oh, dang. That's gonna hurt. There's probably people watching this thinking, what are you doing? Oh! Flying headbutt. Oh! Oh, I did it! Check that out. Dang! That was a... What was that? Man, that was like... Did you see the flying headbutt? Told you Matt was a beast. Here we go. What's going on? Oh. Yeah, I'm back. Look at that. There we go. No, that's it. We are so close. So close. So I can now level up to level 90, which is cool. 1 XP away from 86. We're getting there. Okay, where shall we go? What I'm going to do, I'm going to take it to my Mog house in Sandoria. So, there is something else I want to talk to you guys about, which is when I was talking about the quests earlier where you can set objectives, one thing I noticed was that I was able to go through my objective list and be able to tick a lot of things off that I'd already done before I left the game. It's like here, look, the thief artifact armor, I got all that, so I was able to tick that off. The paladin armor, I was able to tick that off. And again, you get like loads and loads of these sparks. Well, before we go to the Mog House, I will quickly show you a couple of things. So over here, this guy gives you a trust at level 5. So if you do come back and you're starting afresh, when you get to level 5, go to your objectives in your quests, which is you. I think it's there. Yeah, here, look. So you go to quest 1 and then obtain an alter ego. There's one in Bastock, Win and Windhurst, and you also get one in Sandoria. This is the guy from Sandoria. If you talk to him, he'll send you on a little mission. You just go and speak to a guy in Northern, and then you get your trust. It's super simple. Like, you don't even have to fight anything. You don't even have to leave the city, in fact. So you just go from here to north, collect your guy, take him outside, summon him, then go back, talk to him. The quest is just super easy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go flee. Check this out. Guy's got wings. So this is the person that you want to speak to about your sparks and stuff like that. So another cool thing that they've added is the fact that you can get armor using these sparks. And as you can see, I got 61,000, and the main reason I got that many is because, like I said, being a returning character and having done so much in the game before, I was able to go into my objectives and tick so much off. Like, you go to, if you say hit a level 80 character, you go to the where it says level 80 character, you click it as if you're going to put it into your log, and because you've already done it, it'll just tick it and give you a load of sparks and a load of experience points, and it really is cool. But if you start from the beginning, you can literally get all your equipment here. I mean, look at this. There's just gear everywhere, and that even does like your body piece, your legs, everything, and you can go all the way up to 99. It's pretty crazy. You can even get trusts from her. I got 3 from her. You've got she's a Corsair, I think he's a red mage, and he's a warrior, I believe, and that's Sid from Badstock, which is pretty funny to see. So yeah, talking to her is a must, and get them objectives set. Again, you just go into your quests, go down to your objective list. As soon as you come in, just do the tutorial. First step forward. That's the first one you want to do, and then it unlocks everything. And it really is cool. You get so much. Like I say, you get so much experience. I'll give you an example. So if I go to, let's have a look. If we go to combat, like, I've got some of these activated. So level sync to vanquish enemies, deal damage, total damage, so I'm on that one now. Total healing, so let's say total healing. I click that, set objective, and my rewards on there, as you can see, are 1,000 sparks, 2,500 experience points for completing that. So you're getting experience just coming out your ears, as well as all the mobs being extremely crazy, giving you really good experience points. So definitely speak to him. One thing that surprised me, I came in here, and after playing for about an hour, I was like, you know what, I need a link shell. I need people to direct me in the right way. And I was shouting out for link shells. Well, apparently, as well as getting them from other people, you can actually talk to this guy here, and he will tell you the link shells that are actually looking for members. That's mad. That wasn't even out when I was here. So show me recruiting link shells. There you go. So that you'd click that, and it'll just give you a link pearl, like straight up. It's mad. And then you just bob in like an intruder and be like, "Hello," and everyone's like, "Hello." But yeah, that's pretty cool. The auction house and the economy seems quite steady. To be fair, I looked at some of the stuff on there. Your usual, like your Kraken clubs, pretty intense. If I show you this is mad. I looked at this earlier and I was like, "Oh dang!" So if you look at that body piece right there, yeah. Just let it catch up with itself. There's always a delay while it loads all the armor pieces up. Price history. Oh, that's not too bad. 3.5 mil. Let me just go to the weapons a minute. We'll go to the daggers. Excuse me. So level 99 for Thief. Pretty sick dagger. Pretty sick price. You've seen that. 170 million. So yeah, the economy's fine. Going to the Kraken Club. I always say Kraken Club because that was one thing that I always wanted to get, but now I'm here. I might be able to get it. I can't remember what level it is. What level was the Kraken Club? I'm sure it was higher up. See if it looks like that, but it's not that. Yeah, here we go. Let's have a look at the price. 90 million. Dang. So yeah, the economy's alright. In the last couple of days, I've made about, I don't know, 300,000. And that's somebody that's just come back to the game. Obviously, you're not going to make that money if you start from scratch. It's because I've got a Thief high up anyway. And I basically just went and farmed the things I used to farm. So that was pretty simple. Just selling things like these hides. The hides, I think, for a stack was something like 150,000. So that was pretty cool. And I was down there anyway trying to finish off my thingy. What's this? Oh. Oh. Looks like I can trade in a new trust. Let's do that. While we're here, why not? So, trade. So, yeah, once you've done the first mission with this guy, you can come to him at any point if you get these trades. And just trade him the item. So you talk to him. And there are loads of these. Absolutely loads. There's one that I'm going to get in a couple of days. Shitantu or something. She looks amazing. My brother got her. I was unlucky because I got some body armor. And then I ended up spending all my points. And then someone says, "Oh no, you can get a trust from her." And I was like, no. So. Okay. I'll show you my Mog house. This is like. This was the first house I had in a game. That's mad when you think about it. Don't worry, it's not empty. Just takes time to load in. Okay, so it's coming. There we go. It's my little my pad. I want to really go to town on this. When you look at my house in 14, this is bare. You can now get Mog Gardens and stuff like that, which is crazy. Another thing that I thought was cool was the fact that when you're out and about on the battlefield now, you can actually pull stuff out of your Mog case, wardrobe, or that wardrobe. Both wardrobes, whatever. You can't pull things out here, but you can out of the Mog case. So yeah, that's my Mog house. I did add a couple of bits yesterday. The fish tank and the 2 units. Yeah, it's bare. I have been in some people's houses on this game that are just mental. Absolutely crazy. Alright, we could go and try our new trust. I'm going to go head over back to Cape Terragon and level up. And skill up. Ah, here we go. I'll show you my mount, my little crab. Okay, so travel to another home point. So weird doing this, because back in the day, again, I know I keep going back in the day, but literally you used to have to outpost warp there. That was the only way, and even then, you know, you had to go out and get all your outposts first before doing that. And if you didn't have the outpost warp, then you'd have to do some trekking. Whereas now, I can just click that crystal and bing! And it's really funny because in 14 it took me ages to start using them. Because I was so used to running about in this game. Okay, so let's have a look at the mount, the little crab mount. This one's funny. Look at that. Yee! It's a proper little crazy thing. Okay. Right, let's have a look at this new trust I've got as well, because I'm excited about that. I want to see what I've got. Oh, I'm getting a little collection there. Oh. Oh! Is that a scholar? That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to check that out. I think that's a scholar. Okay, well, you can stay out. What else shall I get out? I'll get the samurai out, because he's pretty OP. And that's a paladin, by the way. That's a white mage. And I think these two are DPS, I think. I might be wrong. Let's get Sid out, because I haven't had Sid out. I normally get my Corsair out for the rolls, to be fair. Look at Sid. Hey? Look at Sid. He looks crazy. He looks like he's ready. Right, let's go and fight. Let's see what happens. What's going on over there? That's a scholar. That is mad. Is it a scholar? I don't know. I'm 99% sure that's a scholar. Oh, I don't know. I'll let you know in a minute. I wasn't sure if scholar could protect or not, though. See, I just thought something. What I could do. Hey, 86. Right, what I could do, because they haven't put any protect on me, so I could get this one out. This is my little white mage tower. Let them cast protect and shell on me, and then get the other one back out. That's the plan. There we go. Like clockwork. I tell you what, this NPC party is better than some of the parties I used to party up with. I've not seen one die. Got 1 minute before she can be pulled out again. There we go. Look at that, 2,000 already into my level. They're bonkers. I might be wrong, but have they lowered the amount? So I'm sure it was like more than 40 something thousand to level up back in the day. Maybe they've lowered that as well. I don't know. So my to-do list on this game is Blue Mage. I definitely want to get up. These are like my priorities that I want to do. So I want to get obviously my characters that I've already got close to 99 up to 99. Then I want to switch down to Blue Mage and get him up as quick as possible. Then after Blue Mage, probably Summoner. Yeah. Yeah, definitely summoner. And then we just go from there. We'll just play with it. Well, do you know what? I think I'm going to end the stream. I've basically covered loads and loads and loads of stuff. But I am looking forward to doing more streaming on this game, definitely. Like I say, I came back a couple of days ago and I played it non-stop. So even Fortnite's been put on the back burner. But that doesn't mean that I'm stopping playing Fortnite, because I am going to need a break from time to time from this. But yeah, there it is, Final Fantasy 11. Like I say, I recommend that anybody that used to play it, anybody that didn't do it, if you've never played this game and you're thinking, like you might have heard in the past, oh, it's such a grindy game. Well, it isn't now. It definitely isn't now. So give it a shot. It's on offer at the minute as well. Like I say, it's on sale. So grab it while it's cheap. You do have to pay a subscription per month, but for what you're getting and the experience you get, and you'll actually be able to come on this game, play things like Blue Mage and Dancer quite quickly. Going by what my brother did yesterday, that was insane. Honestly, he started late last night, and this morning he's already got like a 20 summit dancer. You know, that's crazy. So if you want to see what dancers like, or any job, puppet master, there's a couple of new jobs as well that I will eventually get round to checking out. But yeah, it's definitely worth checking it out. If you play 14 and you're wondering what 11 was like, get it. Have a little blast on it. Even if you play it for a month. And if you do end up coming on, send me a friend's request. I'm in the Azure server. Send me a friend's request. And if you need any help or anything, I'll definitely try and help you out where I can. If you need any pointers, I'll help you out. And yeah, we'll just crack on. So that is the end of the stream. I just want to say thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and comment. Definitely comment. You know, if you've got any questions, or if I've not mentioned something that you'd like to see in another video, just drop a comment down and I'll reply and see if I can sort it out. So that is it. That is definitely it. Thank you guys. Take care.